You're cozied up on your couch, popcorn in hand, watching yet another zombie apocalypse unfold on your screen. And what's the first thought that pops into your head? Should I join the military or wing it solo? It's the eternal dilemma of every armchair apocalypse strategist. But fear not, dear viewer. Today we embark on a whimsical journey through the pros and cons of bunking up with the military during the undead uprising. We'll be basing our analysis on those lovable walkers from The Walking Dead, and assuming we're in your average-sized city. So let's start with the advantages. Security. Picture this. You're smack dab in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, right? Chaos reigns supreme, and the undead are out for a midnight snack you. But fear not, because military camps are your ticket to safety town. These bad boys are like fortresses on steroids, fortified to the nines with trained soldiers and defenses that make even the toughest zombies think twice before knocking on the door. So when you hunker down in one of these bad boys, you can rest easy knowing you've got many zombie-busting experts keeping you safe and sound. It's like having your bodyguard squad, only they're armed to the teeth and ready to kick some undead butt. Resources. Forget scrounging around for scraps like a post-apocalyptic raccoon. Military camps have got everything you need to survive, and then some. I'm talking mountains of food, lakes of water, enough medical supplies to rival a hospital, and crates upon crates of ammo. It's like Christmas morning, but instead of presents under the tree, you've got supplies stacked to the ceiling. So while everyone else is out there fighting over canned beans, you can kick back, relax, and enjoy the buffet of survival right at your fingertips. Organized leadership. Ever feel like the world's gone to hell in a handbasket and nobody's driving the bus? Well, not in a military camp, my friend. These places are run tighter than a drill sergeant's bootstraps, with leaders who know their stuff and aren't afraid to crack the whip when things get hairy. They've got plans for days, strategies for every scenario, and a knack for keeping everyone in line, even when the world outside is falling apart faster than a cheap suit. So when you're in a military camp, you can kiss chaos goodbye and say hello to order, because these folks don't mess around when it comes to keeping you alive and kicking. Training and skills. Alright, listen up, because things get really spicy here. Military camps aren't just safe havens, they're also like your own personal boot camp for the zombie apocalypse. With trained soldiers as your mentors and state-of-the-art facilities at your disposal, you'll be learning more survival skills than you can shake a machete at. From basic combat maneuvers to advanced zombie evasion techniques, these camps will have you feeling like a certified zombie-slaying ninja in no time. Even if the undead doesn't end up being your neighbors, you'll still walk away with some killer skills that'll come in handy when the world goes back to normal, whatever that means. But not everything is as nice as it seems, so let's get to what you wanted to see, the disadvantages. Strict rules and discipline. So, you've managed to snag yourself a spot in a military camp, huh? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because you're in for a ride with more rules than a kindergarten classroom. These places run tighter than a drum, with regulations coming out of the wazoo and consequences for anyone who dares to step out of line. Want to take a midnight stroll? Forget about it, unless you want to face the wrath of the camp's resident drill sergeant. And don't even think about hoarding supplies or mouthing off to the higher-ups, because that's a one-way ticket to punishment town. So while you might have thought you were escaping the chaos of the outside world, you'll soon realize that life in a military camp comes with its own set of challenges, and they're not always easy to follow. Limited freedom and privacy. Welcome to your new home sweet home, where the walls have eyes and the zombies aren't the only things trying to eat you alive. Yep, life in a military camp might offer safety from the undead hordes, but it also comes with a side of surveillance that would make Big Brother blush. Want to have a private conversation? Better whisper, because chances are someone's listening in. And forget about taking a leisurely stroll through the campgrounds. Every step you take is monitored and scrutinized like you're some kind of prisoner on house arrest. So while you might have thought you were escaping the chaos of the outside world, you'll soon realize that life in a military camp comes with its own set of restrictions, and they're enough to make even the most freedom-loving soul feel like a caged bird. Potential for conflict. Ah, the sweet smell of camaraderie. Or is that just the stench of impending doom? Life in a military camp might seem like one big happy family from the outside, but peel back the layers and you'll find a whole lot of tension simmering just beneath the surface. With limited resources and high stakes, it's only a matter of time before tensions boil over and all hell breaks loose. Maybe it's a fight over who gets the last can of Spam, or maybe it's a power struggle between rival factions vying for control of the camp. Either way, you can bet your bottom dollar that conflict is brewing, and when it finally erupts, there's no telling who will come out on top. So while you might have thought you were escaping the chaos of the outside world, you'll soon realize that life in a military camp comes with its own set of rivalries, and they're enough to make even the most battle-hardened survivor quake in their boots. Being in a military camp isn't all sunshine and rainbows, especially when it comes to attracting unwanted attention. With its fortified walls and abundant resources, a military camp can inadvertently become a prime target for zombie attacks. Despite the layers of defense, the sheer size and activity within the camp could draw hordes of undead like moths to a flame. The risk of a breach in defenses is ever present, putting everyone inside at heightened risk. While military camps offer undeniable advantages such as security, access to resources, organized leadership, and training opportunities, they also come with their fair share of drawbacks. The strict rules and discipline, limited freedom and privacy, potential for conflict, and the heightened risk of being a target for zombie attacks underscore the complexities of seeking refuge in such environments. Ultimately, whether or not it's a good option to go to a military camp during a zombie apocalypse depends on individual circumstances, preferences, and priorities. While they may provide a higher level of security and resources compared to other alternatives, you must carefully weigh the pros and cons that depend on your situation before making such a crucial decision for their survival. survival. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video.